This disclaimer was copied without permission.
Cheers, Quaffers, Cuttles, Wiggers, Sibbers, and all other good people out there. Hopswatch here, and I am back with a beer review. Kind of the second in a series that was started back in April. So it is high time we wrap that one up. It's about 2 beers from the brewery Christiania Bryg from the Copenhagen free town of Christiania. And let's start with a little background. In the previous video, I promised to tell the bittersweet history of Christiania. So after spending some time on research, here goes.
I have chosen to focus this short elaboration on one of the defining contradictions between what Christiania was supposed to be, how it's often painted by its supporters, and what has become more and more a defining trait of the area: the trade in drugs, predominantly cannabis, and the many problems that it has led to. I base most of what I say on the book Hashbaronerne, The Weed Barons by journalist Bjørn Schiønning, a concise history of that very conflict. The area of Christiania is a former military compound known as Bådsmandsstræde Kaserne, that is the barracks at Bådsmandsstræde, Bådsmandsstræde being a street name in Christianshavn, now an exclusive part of Copenhagen, close to the inner city.
Well, practically all of Copenhagen is exclusive nowadays, what with gentrification and all. You know what I mean.
The barracks were opened in 1836 and fell into disuse in 1970 when the military abandoned it. The year after, in 1971, on the 1st of October, the area was occupied, allegedly through a hole in the wall. The occupiers were a mixed bunch of hippies, drug addicts, squatters, artists and homeless people, estimated at around 200 to 300 people in the fall of 71. Years passed, with official bills first agreeing to letting people stay there, then deciding to clear the area, then to letting people stay there again, all while new darker power structures slowly started forming. While the original occupiers through all the years had trouble organizing and managing the area effectively, an underworld consisting of bikers and other criminals started gaining power. A number of conflicts between different gangs of bikers put its mark on Christiania. Weed, being the primary issue, was from the get-go a part of Christiania's culture, but it went from being something that was sold casually for own consumption to be an estimated $1 billion Danish kroner business sold in the famous and infamous Pusher Street. Often, the weed was sold by outsiders, which is a violation of Christiania's internal protocols. Over the years, this spurred many conflicts between the residents of Christiania, the pushers, and the police. Ultimately, the area was bought by the residents in 2012, which secured it from being cleared of the people living there and the makeshift buildings in the area. Conflicts spurred from the weed trade in the area continues, however, to this day, with police regularly clearing Pusher Street of its trade booths, effectively moving the weed trade to the inner city, where other criminal organizations can now fight over the lucrative business in much more densely populated areas. Not exactly a solution to the problem, if you ask me.
Just effing legalize the thing. As Schiønning, however, says in his book, there's no reason to believe that it will solve every problem in the world, because when weed is sold legally and then taxed, there will still be a market for the cheaper, unregulated weed. I, however, with all due respect, because the book is, after all, a good read, call bollocks on that. No, it may not solve every single problem with weed and the crime following it all over the world, but so many experiences with it from abroad ever so clearly shows that it very effectively diminishes these issues, while producing quite the tax revenue. However, that ends the history lesson for today. Now for another beer from Christiania's brewery, Christiania Bryg, which is... There you have it. the Green Galaxy. So this is an IPA, an India Pale Ale, with actual hemp in it. Now, that would add to the bitter flavours, I reckon. You would hardly get stoned from drinking it though. Or it wouldn't be available in shops. This is completely legal, by all means. So some very fresh bitter notes there. Traditional notes of pine, but also some heavier wood. I would say beech and moist beech, a really freshly cut beech, not dry beech, which also adds some just a tad of soury notes. This has been in the fridge for some time because I've been doing research about the beer and all that. Actually, it went with me from Copenhagen. I bought it in the spring, and that is not always so good for IPAs. IPAs should be enjoyed freshly. This one will be that. Dark beers, on the other hand, you could say generally a rule of thumb: dark beers are to be stored. Pale beers are to be enjoyed as freshly as possible. I don't think it has taken any damage though, because it smells absolutely scrumptiously. Now let's have a taste at it. Not much foam there. Wonderfully refreshing. Scrumptious, fresh, bitter notes of, I would say fir wood, and some spicy, slightly soury sweet notes. Now, a bit of lime. Traditional IPA notes, as you would find them in many Danish IPAs, of pine needles. And maybe now that you know they're there, you're even to taste the hemp a little. The hemp would give the brew some bitter flavors in the area of coriander. So a very refreshing, tasty and slightly spicy beer. I definitely like it. It's not the aroma bomb that I remember from the first time I tried it. Yes, I've tried this beer before. It's a good middle of the road IPA, I'd say, and it's a good and funny gimmick with the added hemp, which doesn't do so much, but yet again, maybe it does the little bit that makes this IPA stand out. I'll give it 4.5 stars, which is actually quite well done, especially for an IPA which has been in the fridge for so long. Hasn't taken much damage, however, I do remember it as more fresh and a bit more spicy, so maybe it has lost just a tad of its original character, which is a bit of a shame, but then again, staying for months in a refrigerator without taking more damage than this is still pretty impressive. So, by the way, did you notice my cool new t-shirt? A fellow YouTuber, Shannon Q, you really should check out her channel, has been raising awareness and money for the LGBT Center in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where creationist nut Ken Ham built his monstrous thousands of tons concentrated fundamentalist lunacy barge. He's to no surprise also a homo/transphobic bigot. Check the video in the description for all the details, and I can only recommend giving Shannon Q a sub. If you like what I do, please like, comment and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, also follow me on Twitter, on Tap and also on Instagram. Links in the description. If you master the Danish language, you might also be interested in my blog and its Facebook page. Links to that also in the description. If you would like to send me something or get in touch with me for any reason, send me an email on this email address, or simply send me a direct message on the aforementioned social media. Also send me a message if you would like to send me something, a special t-shirt you want me to wear for a shout out, for example, or a beer to review, beer items to review, or to just play around with, something to put up on my huge empty wall next to where I do my beer reviews. I'll love to receive anything like that from you. Remember also that if I reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of September, I will dye my beard purple, and I will keep it purple until my birthday on 6th of November. So spread the word, share the video, and share the message about me dyeing my beard purple. And that'll be all for this time. I've been Hopswatch at your service. Always remember to drink responsibly, and until next time, cheers! He's to no surprise also a homo/transphobic bigot. He is to no surprise also a homo/transphobic bigot. He's to no surprise also a homo/transphobic bigot. Check the video in the description for all the details.